diseases.
Alien from the channel Ancient Aliens. Join me, Ghost Observatory, and so much more at the Trigonal for Cosmic Fest on Friday, December 21st to help prevent the end of the world. For tickets, visit CosmicFestNOLA.com.
Come join us every Saturday, 8 to 10 p.m. on News and News Side for news and events with your host, Stephanie Benetti and Gentleman Talbot. Check us out live at www.uprn.org.
Tune in to the Mind-Cemetery with your host, Chip and Nicole, every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Exclusively on the UFO Paranormal Radio Network. We delve into UFOs, abductions, ghosts, aliens, conspiracies, and cryptozoology.
And how could you ever forget about those creepy topics?
Where I would insert my obligatory skeptical statement. The Mind-Cemetery, where the paranormal comes to rest.
Follow us on Twitter and subscribe to us on Facebook. Also, check us out on our website, Mind-Cemetery.com, for show updates and the critically acclaimed Mind-Cemetery blog.
It's not critically acclaimed. You should check it out anyway. Mind-Cemetery.com.
Hi everybody. This is Erica Getch. I hope to see you on Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific on the Galactic Connection. Keeping you connected 1 hour at a time. For more information, please visit thegalacticconnection.com.
UFO Undercover Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with your host, Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Welcome to the Mind-Cemetery. This is where the Facebook and follow us on Twitter by searching Mind-Cemetery. You can also find us on iTunes by searching UFO Paranormal Radio Network, listen to our archives on the UFO Paranormal Radio Network main page, and go deeper into the archives by searching for the Mind-Cemetery on blogtalkradio.com. You can find us online at cemetery.com. While on our site, you will find our show calendar to see who we will have on as a guest in the near future. Check out the Strange News feed, peruse our extensive archive of past shows in our archive blogs, track UFO activity via the Alien Stalker, and as always, be sure to check out the critically acclaimed, often imitated but never duplicated Mind-Cemetery.com blog, where you can get information on upcoming shows, information on past shows, and plenty of interesting nuggets and tidbits that are blogged about throughout the week. You can join the discussion in the UFO Paranormal Radio Network chat room on Pal Talk, or call in to ask your favorite hosts and guests your own questions on our show hotline. That number is 504-273-7379. And Merry Christmas, Nicole.
Oh my God.
Merry Christmas, Nicole.
Oh my
Merry
God.
Christmas, Nicole.
Oh my
Merry
God.
Christmas, Nicole.
Oh my God.
Let's try that again.
Okay.
I don't think it's the echo right now.
No, that was, for some reason we fell into a black hole for a moment. That was really weird.
It was God-on.
It was frightening.
Yes. So Merry Christmas. Merry Festivus.
For the rest of us.
We will have an airing of grievance section.
Wonderful. I have a lot.
Tonight's episode is the year in review. The best, the worst, and everything in between. Also, we'll have some 2012 December 21st survival information for everyone out there. Not really techniques, not really advice or tactics, just kind of what to expect from the standpoint of Nicole.
Interesting.
What do you think of that titling?
I'm intrigued.
Good. That's good, right?
No.
Keeps people riveted. Keeps them interested. So,
we're doing some interesting things tonight, and I'm not excited about one of them. One of them I'm kind of dreading.
What's one of them? Oh,
this brown bag I have in front of me.
Oh, okay. So, tonight's episode that I titled in the blog on our website, Mind-Cemetery.com. So if you're listening live, go to Mind-Cemetery.com right now and check out this picture that I'm going to be talking about here in a couple seconds. I have to punch that into your little computers at home.
It's not a picture of me, is it?
No. It may be. It's god-awful, I know that much. But, it's the most god-awful pic I could find. And it should be hilarious to anyone who sees it. The person who created it should be humiliated, because it's like a child could have done this damn thing, and it's so bad that it was used by a very popular organization.
Please don't be anti-Christmas. I love Christmas.
It's not anti-Christmas. It's very pro-Christmas. It doesn't.
Oh, the alien with the Christmases.
Christmases.
Hey, did you like our Facebook page, how I changed it to the UFO decorating a tree? I thought that was awesome.
Everyone loves it. It's very nice. Go to there, too. Go to our Facebook page, Mind Cemetery. Just search Mind Cemetery. It's that simple. And if you're the French girl that thinks I'm hot, go to my page and message me and say, hey, I'm that girl that thinks you're hot. Because I am open for stud service. There's not a lot of pleasures left. I gotta, get some male heirs out there. I've only got one. I'm kind of like Henry VIII over here, with less money and less British,
less attractive qualities, and less.
Are you kidding me? He was like impish and fat and a big beard. It wasn't like
at the end. Don't you remember
like the Tudors?
He was like the Tudors. He was a sex god.
He wasn't.
Yes,
he was basically a king, and he was going to kill you if you didn't.
No, he was a sex god till he was like 40.
Oh, okay. Well, it's either sex or death is what he gave you. So, yeah, that's not a hard choice. But anyway, like I was saying, I digress. On our main page, mindcemetery.com, the latest blog I posted up there for the year in review has a little picture. It's very little. I tried to get it bigger, but it just would distort, okay? That's what happens when things get bigger, I guess. Right, Nicole?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, I got proof 2 times that you know. Anyway, this picture is of an alien with a Santa hat on, and there's like a UFO over a tree in the woods, and it's beaming some light down on it, and there's a shooting star in the background, and this alien is the most god-awful depiction of a gray alien I've ever seen. First of all, he looks like he's high. Okay? Second of all, he's not even friggin' green. Or, I mean, gray. He's green. He's neon green, as a matter of fact. So, and he's got a Santa hat on. And then he's holding something, which, I don't know, it's like a ball of something with a ribbon on it. So he comes bearing gifts. And peace and then he wants to rape you. No. Just anally. But, so yeah. It's a horrible picture. It looks like maybe an aspiring artist did it who needs to aspire to do something else. And it comes courtesy of the San Antonio chapter of MUFON. And I found it, by searching Google Images, Alien Christmas, and this thing popped up. And I thought, how perfect that I put something god-awful and gaudy up on our page to represent our year-in review for 2012. What do you think of the picture, Nicole?
I think it's horrible and too small, and I can't really see it, but it's god-awful anyway.
Exactly. And, So that's the starting off right there. That's the beginning of the end, basically. Well, of which, let's just go ahead and get to. This might be the last show ever. Right?
No.
This could be it. This could be the last live Mind Cemetery show. You're going to have to work on some sort of underground internet.
I already have a plan of action for that.
All the archives on it, of the show.
Not
And
the archives of the show. That's not really important to me.
Deserves to be in the Smithsonian, for God's sakes. Broadcasting.
Yes, because you are so charming.
Obviously.
You think you're like God's gift to everything.
You know, you gotta... If you don't think it, you can't be it, right? Somebody's got to think it, or else nobody else will. What are you doing, by the way? Why are you typing?
Because I'm working.
On?
Work.
Wow.
I multitask.
You're not doing anything but sitting there, and then when I say something you don't like, you jump on the bandwagon.
That is true.
Basically.
Yes.
So.
I want to get started on this MRE, okay?
You let the cat out of the bag.
I did.
Okay, we'll go there early, and then we'll do our best and worst of the year and the airing of grievances. And I think we're going to start a Hall of Fame or Shame. Right?
We can call it bloopers.
Nah, they're not really bloopers. Bloopers are mistakes. These people do stuff on purpose that is idiotic.
They're mistakenly birthed people.
Oh, that's horrible. They're just mistaken. They're just lost. Good stories, though. Good storytellers. Shitty people. Shitty people not because they're personally shitty, but they're leading people on to believe. So, and at that point, I would say, who's really to blame? The fool that's believing it or the fool telling the story?
God, is that prophetic? A little too much for a Monday night there, homie.
Yikes. I think Obi-Wan said something like that. Didn't he, when they were in the Death Star?
I don't remember. You're the Star Wars expert.
Something about the fool that follows. Who's the bigger fool? And when Han was trying to rip on Obi-Wan, idiot, didn't even know who he was talking to, for God's sakes. Han was just busy breaking balls. So, you want to do the MRE then right now? We'll get to our 2012 survival bag, let's call it.
I'm going to open the MRE now. This is like Christmas for me because these things, all I know is Chip invests a great deal of my money in them and I don't know what they do.
Like $50, and I bought a case, so it's not like a great deal of money.
You bought like 8 cases.
No, a couple. Don't tell him.
All right, so it's in this plastic bag that feels more like vinyl than plastic, and it's like sealed up, but it's not really even a tight seal.
What? I loosened it for you so you could open it so you wouldn't complain.
Well, I just opened it, and there are... Oh, my God. Well, there are 2 boxes that are flat.
Yes.
But there are Reese's Pieces.
No.
Yes.
Are they in the Reese's bag? Show them to me.
Yes.
Hell yeah, there are Reese's Pieces. There's a bag of candy in there.
Then there's this thing that says chocolate favorite flavor First Strike nutritious energy bar.
Holy shit, you got a First Strike in there.
Crunchy peanut butter, which I actually enjoy, chunky peanut butter.
See all this stuff. Show it to me.
Hang on, I'm describing it for our audience, and then I'll show it to you. Crackers for my peanut butter.
Kind of crackers. Stop. Slow down here.
Hang on, I'm going to go through each item one at a time here. So there's some kind of bag that looks like a vomit bag.
Let me
but
see
it says it's a heater.
Yeah, that's the heater. You'll be firing that bad boy up.
Alright, and then there's another bag that says hot beverage bag.
What? Let me see that.
It's just a clear plastic bag. And there's lots of extensive directions on here.
Yeah, that's what you put the water in.
Then there's like a thing that, like my Crystal Light tea mixes that I dump into like a 20-ounce bottle and mix it up. It's like that, except it says beverage base lemonade, sugar-free.
Nice, that's your Gatorade, basically.
Add to 20-ounce water. Shake gently.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Then there's this little sealed bag of crackers that's like really, really, really sealed.
Yeah, those crackers are like, yeah.
And then there's chunky peanut butter, which is
like
awesome.
Crackers.
I love peanut butter.
Nice. This is a win. The cheese tortellini.
Reese's Pieces peanut butter in the orange classic Reese's Pieces bag.
No knockoff. It's the real deal.
Chocolate flavor First Strike nutritious energy bar. I can tell you already I don't want to eat this.
That thing will keep you going. Those are awesome, by the way.
Okay, so there's this flattened box that says spiced apple pieces.
Whoa, that's money too.
And then there's another flattened box that says cheese tortellini in tomato sauce.
Yeah, that's your entree right there.
I don't know if I want to eat that.
That's what you fire up in the heater.
Do I have to do all this?
No, you don't have to fire it up, but you're not eating candy and all that, that's for sure.
I am eating a Reese's Pieces.
Everything's going back in the MRE bag.
And there's this little bag that I'm opening now because it contains lots of things. Now, what this bag contains...
That's your coffee.
Like some toilet paper, I think.
Yep.
Some chiclets, 2 of them.
Yes.
Some spiced cider instant drink.
Yep.
Apple flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, some matches. That's nice.
Yeah.
A moist towelette.
Wash your junk off with, obviously, when you're out there.
Seasoning blend, salt-free. And then iodized salt.
Seasoning?
It just says seasoning blend.
Like Mrs. Dash.
I don't know. So all in all, how do I feel about this? Okay, so in a survival situation, how hungry am I?
You're eating all that stuff.
No, I'm asking you, how hungry am I? Because I'm going to tell you.
This is all you're eating today, this entire MRE.
Well, then I'm spreading out through the whole day.
Correct. What's your breakfast?
What's my breakfast? I can tell you right now, the Reese's Pieces.
No, wrong. Your peanut butter and crackers have to be your breakfast.
I want the Reese's Pieces to be my breakfast.
Reese's Pieces are your snack later.
I'm going to open these spiced apple slices because I don't feel so bad about these. I feel like I can...
Well, you know what? The peanut butter and crackers can be lunch.
Okay, here's my only concern. I just opened the flattened box and I brought out this like container. Mm-hmm. It's I can't see through it. It's opaque. It's apples.
Yeah.
It feels very gelatinous, like Jello.
Like
I don't feel any chunks.
Thing. Yeah, there's chunks in there.
So it's like applesauce, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. With a little bit of.
I'm gonna open the tortellini bag. I'm not gonna open the bag. I'm just gonna open the box so I can feel the texture through the bag here.
There you go.
Let's see here. Oh, Chip, I don't. Oh, Chip.
What's it look like? Is it chunky?
Oh, Chip.
What? Let me see.
It's.
Hang on.
Oh, Chip.
Let me see this bag. Try not to.
Oh, it just feels unappetizing. It feels like gross. I don't think I could do the cheese tortellini. I think I could do everything here except the tortellini. But the tortellini, what is the nutritional value on this? What am I losing if I don't eat this? Losing 230 calories.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I think the killer here is I'm losing 10 grams of protein, but I think I make up for it in the. I mean, the peanut butter's got 10 grams of protein.
Well, that's your lunch.
Why didn't they just give me double the peanut butter?
Well,
I'm gonna make my own MREs, and it's just gonna be a huge ass jar of peanut butter. That's it. Because seriously, I could live on peanut butter. I can't. I can't eat this tortellini.
First of all, the tortellini is obviously Chef Boyardee caliber, okay? So it's not going to be stunning, but it's not going to be horrible. You know, it'll be good enough to eat, basically. So, I mean, there's nothing to complain about there. Don't fire it up if you don't want it, I mean. Okay, so we may have who knows? We may have a little crisis going on here, but that's all right. We'll continue. It is not really that bad of an MRE. It's actually a pretty win MRE there, the cheese tortellini vegetarian. I'd eat the hell out of it, but, I'll eat anything. And the first strike bar is amazing. I forgot about that bad boy. You can do anything with that. You can actually have that as your breakfast, Yeah, so that is the MRE that she was going to open up and eat, but kind of have a little delay on that. She is unavailable at this time, so, that happens when you're pregnant, I guess. But yeah, we were thinking about doing a Hall of Shame, actually, and induct some people this year in the second hour and see what we can do from there. These people that we'd be inducting are all around, unanimous people that should be in everyone's Hall of Shame. Let's put it that way. On top of the fact that I'd never have them on the show. Even if they'd agree, they're just such raging turds, raging egomaniacs. Nicole's crisis was she pissed herself, basically, and she thought her water broke. So, either I'm having a baby or I just peed my pants.
Luckily it was the latter this time.
Another piss pants festival.
Thank God for small favors. I'm good. I'm good with peeing myself. That's fine.
Oh, God.
Hey, you deal with babysitting on your bladder, and then we'll talk.
I don't have to because I'm a man, and Jesus wanted it that way.
All right. Well, I want to cook this tortellini.
I thought you were...
I'm not going to eat it. I'm just going to cook it. You're going to eat it.
I'm not. I don't want to eat it.
I want you to eat it.
Okay, well, read the directions on the heater, and then...
Why do I have to save the carton? It says I have to save the carton.
I told you, because you got to prop it up on there. Because when you dump the water in that sucker, that's why I brought a glass of water up there. It's not for you to drink, by the way.
Oh, I thought you were giving me a drink.
Yeah, no. No. You pour the water in there, and then it'll heat up because there's like magnesium flakes and all this crazy science project.
I mean, is there stuff in here that I shouldn't touch? Or
yeah, don't touch it when it gets hot and everything. And then you tilt, you lay the bag over, and you leave it up so it don't spill everywhere, and then you let it heat it up for a while. So, are you reading the instructions on the heater?
I am trying. They're very difficult to understand.
No, it's not. It's like fill.
So, there's this white package inside of my bag. I don't touch that, right?
What do you mean the white package inside the bag?
Heater, folded in, carton. Do you put the MRE inside the bag or on top of the bag?
Read it, for God's sake.
I'm trying and I don't understand.
You are a moron, because thousands of barely graduated high school students go into the military every year and figure this out.
Well, it can be interpreted multiple ways. Oh, it's saying, okay, to put it in the bag.
There's only really one way to interpret it, but okay.
Okay, so put the MRE in the bag.
Jesus, that was rough.
Alright, and then I put water in the bag. How is the water going to get hot? Do I have to use the matches?
No, Lord, there is the magnesium shavings and some metal in there that as soon as you put the water in there, it'll just go buck wild. So.
Is there a fill line here?
Yes, there is. Phil McCracken. I hear some water pouring.
Alright, I've poured all of the water into the container. It doesn't feel hot to me.
Just give it a minute.
But it is bubbling.
There you go. And we've got action.
Folded end. Alright, so I'm supposed to fold it and put it clip it into the carton, and it says to lean it on a rock or something, and literally it says rock or something.
Yeah, anything, basically. Or hold it.
MRE goes on top, the heater goes on bottom. Alright, I'm going to lean it on $129 knobby.
Oh. Nice. I thought you sold that thing and had to ship it.
No, yeah.
All of the above. Way to go.
Get that thing filed, charged back if I don't ship that soon.
Yeah.
It's bubbling. Does that indicate anything?
It indicates it's getting hot.
How long is this supposed to take?
I don't know. The package should have said something. The first strike bar, check that thing out for me. What are the calories on that?
Alright, first strike bar while our MRE is heating.
That's a huge win right there for that bad boy.
We're looking at 280 calories.
Yeah, see? Look at that.
See, this is even more nutritional value than the tortellini. What is the point of the tortellini?
It's your dinner. Okay, your first strike bar is your breakfast, right? And then you can have your peanut butter and crackers for lunch. And then you can have your candy and your...
Apples?
And your apples just whenever for a snack. And then your drink, you can mix up whenever you want. We got Cop saying 2 minutes here in the room.
Cop, I feel like it's been longer than 2 minutes. What do you think?
No, it hasn't even been one. Hasn't even been 1 minute. If you're listening to us live, join us in the Pal Talk chat room. Or, what is the new one that we're into? I forget what the new chat room. Inspire, or what is it? I don't know. We're in another chat room too, but you can go to that one.
Okay, so is this hot yet, or?
2 minutes, Nicole. Let it get hot for 2 minutes. What's the protein in the first strike bar? Is it chocolate?
It says it's chocolate.
Nice.
It says it's got a lot of vitamins in it. Protein's only 4 grams.
That's fine. It's probably a ton of sugar.
Reese's Pieces. What are we looking at here? 220 calories. 5 grams of protein.
That's crazy.
In a bag of Reese's Pieces. I would actually like to eat the Reese's Pieces as well as the peanut butter.
Are the Reese's a different brand? Like, is it packaged differently than you'd see in the store?
Not any differently.
So it doesn't look like it's a longer shelf life version?
No.
Okay.
Let me
All of that stuff you're eating right there is meant to last.
There is an expiration on here.
Okay.
The expiration says 2010.
Ooh, really? On the Reese's?
Yes.
Okay.
What do I do with that?
I'll taste them and see what it tastes like.
No.
Give me the Reese's then.
I'm trying to decide if my life is
expired already.
I don't know. There's no expiration date that I could find on anything else. I feel good about the peanut butter. I don't feel so good about the beverage-based lemonade, mostly because I don't understand what beverage-based means. This heater thing stinks.
What's it stinking like?
It stinks like ass.
I don't understand what that is.
Somebody's calling.
Oh, there you go.
Chip, I think Cop is calling in.
I don't see them in the queue or anything.
Joe's got to deal with that stuff. Cop,
Yeah.
Cop, tell Joe you're calling. Also, I just almost called you Chop.
Chop. Who, me? Or
yeah,
Chop?
you. Because I was trying to say Cop and Chip at the same time.
I actually used to get mail sent to the house to Chop. Pleasure.
That's awesome.
Retard.
Alright, so overall my MRE experience, I think I could live.
Now, I think, is the tortellini bag hot at all? Is it warm?
No.
It's not warm at all?
And it also stinks rancid.
I'd like to come smell it real quick, actually. Hang on.
It smells like asshole. And I don't want to deal with it. You take it. Get out of here with it. I think I did the MREs wrong. And it also stinks. Get it out and deal with it. Chip's examining the bag and trying to figure out why it's broken.
Well, fucking A. You're not supposed to fill it this much.
I guess I screwed it up. Sorry. It clearly says I screwed it up. Well, I wasn't that excited about the tortellini anyway. At least I had my peanut butter crackers and my Reese's Pieces, which really is all I need to survive. I mean, hell, that's what I survive on now. It's not really that much of a change for me. Okay. I got this.
No.
Apparently I'm an effing retard.
Yeah, this Einstein here, who, by the way, prides herself on reading and writing very well, couldn't see the double black lines on the bottom of it where you only put, like, a quarter cup of water in the damn thing.
Oh, it's really hot now.
Yes, because it doesn't have to heat like half a gallon, basically. Okay. So, what else were you going to learn? So, basically, the tip is, what, Nicole? That even picky people can live off an MRE?
No, you're just going to have to maybe a little bit more reduce your calorie count, you know?
Oh.
Like, I'm totally happy with the crackers, the peanut butter, the apples, and the Reese's Pieces.
What's the total calorie content on this MRE, you think?
12 to 1,300.
Oh, wow, that ain't too much. I mean,
what I'm happy with is, let's see, 240 plus 180, so let's just say...
No, we're good with 1,300 at best. That's fine.
Well, I'm not going to eat the whole 1,300.
Well, you have to.
I'm not.
You have to.
I'm not.
Get the beverage container and heat up something in that sucker, like the cider. Did you get coffee in there or no?
No, spiced cider.
Okay, well, that's what you heat up in the beverage container. Actually,
Oh, this bag is, like, really hot now.
Yeah.
That's cool. Huh.
I want to get you some more water so we can get the spice stuff going.
I'm not cooking the spice. I'm done with the MRE.
No, I want the spice
grossing me
stuff.
out a little bit.
I want the spice stuff. Give me the bag.
It's grossing me out a little bit. Sorry, I just had to ban Chip from the room with the MRE stuff because it does stink. That heater thing smells bad. Never eat that. Never use that again. The other thing that kind of pisses me off about this, they give you a spoon but no fork. Who eats tortellini with a spoon? Wouldn't a fork be more useful in a survival situation? I find spoons useless. The only time I use a spoon is when I'm eating cereal, and obviously I have no cereal in the apocalypse, so I don't know. Overall, I'm very unhappy with my MRE experience. Yeah. That's all I have to say about the MRE. This was stupid. I'm not looking forward to eating this. Chip's like Guga about this crap, by the way. Like, he's actually cooking the apple cider right now so he can have it. Because apparently we're too broke to go to Kroger and buy a gallon of apple cider. I don't understand. The whole thing smells like ass, and I feel like I'm going to throw up. No. Anyway, for your information, this was Menu 13, cheese tortellini, vegetarian, MRE, Department of Defense issue, United States of America. See if there's a date on here. No, there's no date. It's kind of unprofessional. Don't you think there should be a date somewhere? It says when it was manufactured. Yeah, Chip, there's a spoon in here. Chip is now eating the tortellini, by the way. I mean, it's fine if you have an excuse to eat MREs, like you said, you didn't have a stove, or you were in some weird place. We do not have an excuse to eat it. He's just fat, I guess. I don't know why he's eating it. It looks delicious to him. Oh, Jesus. Oh, he just opened a cheese tortellini. It looks like monkey piss. Oh, it's gross. I'm not eating the cheese. He's eating it, folks. I don't even want to look at it. Looking at it makes my stomach turn. I don't know what his problem is with that.
Alright, I got the cheese tortellini going. And, it's not too great. That's for sure. But, it's edible. And it's warm. So.
Could you survive on it?
Yeah.
Not enjoyably?
No.
I just opened the crackers.
Yeah.
They're very weird.
I knew they would be.
I'm going to put some peanut butter on them.
What would you prefer to eat, Nicole?
Crackers and peanut butter.
Other than the cheese tortellini, or just in general?
Both. I do like crackers and peanut butter. Honestly, I eat peanut butter like every day anyway. So, it's really not that much of a change for me. Let's see what the government issue peanut butter tastes like, though. There's a weird kind of aftertaste, but otherwise it tastes good.
It's not bad?
No. The crackers are very, very plain. There's no salt on them or anything. They basically taste like church wafers, just thicker. I have no problem with the peanut butter.
It's money?
I would eat the peanut butter regularly, yes. It's not my favorite brand, of course, but I would eat it.
Well, you don't get peanut butter in, like, every container. Sometimes you get a cheese spread.
I don't want the cheese spread.
Well, you don't know what's in there until you open it.
So, the reason we're covering MREs tonight, by the way, is in preparation for the apocalypse on Friday, apparently. I'm a picky asshole, so the concern has always been that I'm not going to eat, and I'm going to die.
Pretty much.
Still maybe in the realm of possibility, to be honest.
Ugh, that was god-awful.
Are you still pounding the tortellini?
Yeah. Out of principle, mostly. I'm pretty sure it's going to make me sick. So teach him, or show him what else you learned today.
Ah, yes. So.
On to phase 2 of surviving the apocalypse.
This is also in preparation for Friday. Now, this I'm better at than eating shitty food. Whew. Listen carefully. That is the sound of me racking a shotgun.
Yes.
This is the sound of me loading a shotgun. It's loaded.
It's kind of the same.
And this is the sound of me unloading a shotgun.
And the shell falling to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them what kind of shotgun you have, Nicole.
It's a Mossberg.
500.
It's a Mossberg 500, and I have 2 types of bullets. I have one that will cauliflower out when I shoot people, and I have another one that will just regular. It's Winchester.
Oh, boy, she has no idea what she's talking about. Yeah, there's double-out buck shells, and I have some slugs, and I also have some number 4 shot, and I have some 8 bird shot for hitting birds. So, you know, some people argue with the double-aught versus the number 4 shot being the best home defense. The argument being that that's the sound, that the number 4 shot doesn't go through as many walls with as much force as the double, but, you know, whatever, do what you gotta do.
What really, really bothers me about this shotgun versus a 9mm, how recessed the trigger is. The trigger is literally up against, like, the back panel, so you have to pull the trigger like a 1/4 of an inch to shoot the gun. That makes me uncomfortable for some reason. Also, this has a light on it, a laser light, so that even if I'm 10 feet away, I can still hit Chip in the head. When he's a zombie, of course.
No, I'm not muted. I'm good. Yeah, the laser sight's pretty much in by about 50 feet, and frankly, you don't need too much farther. So, it is what it is. And I figured, and a lot of people are like, whoa, why do you have a laser light on it? Because it's cool, of course, A. And B, if the racking sound wasn't intimidating enough, here's a little red dot. You know? It is a pistol grip.
Wait a second.
Yeah, if that doesn't do it for you, then maybe the little laser will work. I had it on a thumb button on the pistol grip, but I just, you know, put the switch, got it on a switch now. What do you mean my mic doesn't work?
Yeah, Chip's mic just went out for some reason.
How about now?
Can anybody hear him out in TV land? I cannot.
Hello? Hello? Nothing?
Oh, it's just me then.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the problem is there, Nicole. But, there's another New Year's resolution. Finally get real microphones and headsets for this crackerjack operation of ours. So, yeah, we'll be getting those. I'm done with
Alright,
this.
sorry. We're good.
I'm done with this garbage with headsets.
I posted a picture to Facebook earlier of this lady who has stretch marks on her stomach, and it says, "Your body is not ruined. You're a goddamn tiger who earned her stripes."
That's horrible.
I love it.
That's some garbage that women say. Your body is ruined. Hello?
I'm just gonna maintain silence there and let the women react to you. Yeah. Oh, he's a charmer. Aren't you so attracted to him? God. He's so sexy.
And I know it.
Alright, so who sucked this year?
We're about 10 minutes out from our break, so, yeah, so I have actually off work on Thursday and Friday to prepare for the apocalypse, to pack up stuff, to water stored up, all that good stuff. Be ready to go, so if anything happens. Which, amazingly, like I'd said, leading up to this point, I was expecting a lot more hoopla, a lot more rhetoric, a lot more sky is falling out of podcasts, and a lot of people that are on podcasts. I didn't hear as much, you know. But then again, I wasn't listening to a lot of, like, prepper shows or prepper podcasts or anything like that, you know. I wasn't listening to Dr. Prepper or anything like that. So yeah, pretty much. It'll be a huge bummer if it isn't. If the power is on in the morning, it'll be pretty much a big bummer for everybody, I think. It'll really make a lot of preppers look stupid for a minute or two. And then you realize that there's plenty of other natural disasters that there's nothing wrong with being prepared for, you know. We're here in North Carolina, so hurricanes. You know, if you're in California, earthquakes. You know, if you're anywhere else, I'm sure it could be a flood or something like that. You know, there's long-term power outages if you're in the Midwest or the upper Midwest. You know, you can pretty much bank on losing power when it's freezing out sometimes. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a contingency plan for yourself for at least a week, and don't rely on the government to save you. basically. Yeah. And I'm not even like, I'm not even close to a Republican, but I know a shitty job when I see it, you know. They certainly don't go out of their way to help a whole lot of people, and they can't. Frankly, they can't. It's insane. You know, the logistics alone are retarded, let alone the retards running it, you know. So that's why you're pretty much screwed on your own for 3-4 days before you'll get anything. And if you're lucky, you'll have someone have a benefit, and they'll raise a bunch of money, and everybody will feel good 6 months later.
Seriously, stop.
That's what they do. That's what Hollywood does. That's what all these bonehead stars do, you know. I mean, look at what the Haiti earthquake and all that stuff. They, you know, Wyclef puts on a concert and has a charity, and nobody knows where like $50 million went for some reason. You know, come on. It's crazy. Nobody knows this. As usual.
On that note, I want to say I was kind of, you know, usually I'm the horrible person, but really tore up about what happened in Connecticut. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought that into the show, into the year-end show.
Well, I mean, we have 6 minutes to break.
Yeah, all right, well, go ahead.
I mean, we can talk about it for a second.
Sure.
That was really messed up.
Yeah, well, it's like I was telling you, it's not defective guns, it's defective people with guns.
I think anybody that's bringing politics into it is an asshole.
Well,
gun control or no gun control, I don't care what you're talking about. Can we just not say, oh my God, look what this psycho did to babies?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, can we just not say that? Is it not enough that like 4 hours after this happened, my Facebook newsfeed was literally full of jerk-offs saying, we need more gun control, we need less gun control, we need blah, 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 blah. I don't care what your stance is. Yeah. Stop using everything that happens in the world as a venue to push your political stance.
It's like, see, I was right. You know, everybody's right all the time, of course.
See, I was right, or see, blah, blah, blah. You know,
I knew this would happen.
And the NRA will have the same stance. I'm not saying I agree with it, okay, because it's irrelevant. All I know is there was a bunch of babies that died. There's unopened Christmas presents that these parents, poor parents, are going to have to go home and stare at, okay, for the rest of their lives. They're going to have to look at it. And that's heartbreaking to me. And that, all y'all people on my news feed want to fill it up with gun control garbage is asinine and offensive to me. I mean, it's disrespectful.
What I really didn't like is that the day of it, they're sitting there interviewing other students, these vultures in the media. Hey, what did you hear or see? Gunshots? You know, first of all, that's what pisses me off, is that they have the balls to ask a kid and interview an 8-year-old or whatever, and on TV about what happened in their school shooting, number one. Number two, the piece of garbage parents that allow their kids to be put on TV and questioned like that. You are a piece of garbage, okay? Your kid doesn't need to do that, and the sheer fact you didn't get outraged that some media outlet asked you for that tells you all you need to know about you, you know? You really want to be on TV that bad? It's insane.
Yeah. And the other thing, come on, news people, really? Okay? You're interviewing the parents of a child that was murdered. What are they going to say beyond, I'm trying hard not to kill myself?
Or everyone around me, because there's no point, you know?
I mean, what are they going to say beyond that? How sad they are? It's very predictable, alright? I don't want to hear from them. Let them mourn in peace. Do not exploit their sadness to get ratings. It's sickening.
Yeah, and as soon as they have the first funeral for these kids, and which is crazy that it happened fairly quick, that, you know, they start getting start burying some kids, and they're like, oh, first funerals happen today. It's like, so ridiculous. And then, I don't know where these jackoffs came into play, but the Westboro Baptist people, What the hell do they have to say?
Have to do about this?
I don't know, but I heard something about protesting their funerals. Are you kidding me? I mean...
is that real? Because I
don't know.
believe that. I do not believe that.
I have no idea.
No way.
But I saw, again, in Facebook feed where people were talking about what pieces of garbage they are. You know?
Let's vet out that, because...
Well, before they even did that, they're pieces of garbage, Westboro.
Yeah, they are.
Baptist people. They're retarded, you know? They're straight up asses, you know? I think they're the same ones that protest, like, veteran funerals and stuff like that. You know, same ones that protest, like, gay marriage and all that kind of stuff. You know, they're all over that shit, so... That's how they get their name out there.
What the F is this? Alright, Joe, I almost dropped the F-bomb. I tried to control myself. I hope you didn't beep off. I just took a look to try to validate and vet out what Chip was saying. And Huffington Post is reporting... What did you just say? I didn't hear you.
Huffington Post.
That's what I said. Is reporting that... Anonymous is targeting Westboro Baptist Church because a spokesperson for Westboro Baptist Church, Shirley Phelps Roper, tweeted that the group would be protesting the vigil in Newtown, Connecticut to sing praise to God for the glory of His work in executing His judgment.
So Westboro Baptist stance is this was God's plan. So who are we to get in the way of it?
Basically? It's all under part... Anonymous is retaliating on these people. See, this is why I can't hate on Anonymous. Like, I can't. Alright?
They're great.
They're retaliating under the hashtag OpWestBOR, if you want to follow it and see what's going on with that. I do not... I'm having trouble comprehending why somebody would think it's okay. Yeah, I just pulled it up, man, just to validate this, I guess. Is this tweet from Twitter user Dear Shirley, who is a spokesperson for the Westboro Baptist Church. It says, Westboro will picket Sandy Hook Elementary School to sing praise to God for the glory of His work in executing His judgment.
Crazy.
I think these people should be wiped off the map. I'm just saying, and I know that makes me a horrible person, and I'm...
No, it doesn't make you a horrible person. It makes you a human being with an opinion, and that's exactly what, you know, people like about this show and come back for every week. And here's what kills me is...
Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry, Chip. We can talk about this. We're on break. Joe's calling at us.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Joe.
We got our break, and we will be back in, 8 to 10 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark, so stick around, get a drink. We'll come back with some of our best and worst of the year, and our Hall of Shame, and we'll
finish up our rant,
talk.
So. Yeah.
All right.
Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a Chevrolet. Jingle bell, jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one-horse sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse sleigh. Oh, that feeling goes, laughing all the way. That bobtail ring, make it feel bright. What fun it is to ride, sing that.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Mind Cemetery with your hosts Chip and Nicole. The phone lines are open and the number is 504-273-7379. You can join the discussion in UFO Paranormal Radio Network's Pal Talk chat room with our guests, the hosts, or give any feedback you'd like. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Visit our website, Mind-Cemetery.com, for upcoming show news and blogs.
we're back.
Hello.
Yes, we are back for the last and final live hour of the Mind Cemetery for 2012. Hold your applause and your cries.
I'm gonna go on a rant.
Only slightly.
We have a chat room member who I'm gonna leave unnamed because I don't want to call anybody out like that. That says there's going to be more shootings. That boy wasn't just some boy who had mental problems. The shootings was created by the Illuminati to justify one day to ban guns nationwide and take guns from everyone. It will lead up to it.
Before you get started on this.
No. Don't. Okay? This was babies dying. Okay? Let's please not use this for anything. Stop. Stop with the conspiracy theories. Stop with the political horse shit. Stop with everything. It was babies. If it was adults, I would say it's a tragedy, but I'm not going to be as bothered by it as much. You know, just leave it alone. Babies. Okay? Little first graders and shit. Alright? I mean, I don't know if y'all are parents. If you're not, no big deal. You can understand this too. These are truly the only innocent human beings on the face of the planet. Alright? They've done nothing to no one at this point in their life.
So, and as for the, you know, it's nothing but a tactic to take your guns, they've been screaming that forever, man. They've had that in the pipes since day one of giving us guns. Through, you know, the Constitution and all that good stuff that we all love. The turn your gun in argument, number one. Number two, think of the logistics, everybody. There isn't enough military. There is not enough National Guard. There is not enough police. There's not enough bodies to go house to house to search, house to house to pick up, even if they know who has the guns. Number one. Number two, it will be a flippin' bloodbath. You will see an absolute civil war because of it. Street to street, house to house. Good luck going through West Virginia and Tennessee and the entire South trying to get guns out of these people. You know, good luck anywhere, actually. You may accomplish it in North and South Dakota and Wyoming because there aren't a lot of people. You may accomplish it in the smaller states and start sectioning off stuff, but that's it. It's not going to work. And I understand you can roll a tank down the street and get stuff done, but good luck, you know, because then you're going to start having, like I said, it'll be complete civil war, because not every state's going to dig it, you know, so that's it. And, you know, it's Conspiracy City, I know, and it's just not, it's not a reality. It's not happening. You know what, somebody might be in a room, there may be people thinking of how can we get guns out of their hands so we can do whatever we want. Sure, of course that conversation's been had. It's the implementation of it that gets them screwed every time. Well, how do we get it done? You know? It's going to take a lot more than that, you know? It's going to take a lot more than a bunch of kids getting killed, unfortunately. Something like that would have to happen continuously. There aren't enough quote-unquote Manchurian candidates out there to accomplish the goal of whatever backroom society, whether it be Illuminati or Council of Foreign Relations or take your pick, you know, of who your secret society is that wants to rule the world. You know, it's just not going to happen. It won't. And if they do start making steps towards it, well, then things will proceed like I said, bloodbath, civil war.
I do feel bad for, you know, calling out like a difference of opinion in our chat room, but I feel pretty strongly about this, so I apologize if I was disrespectful in any way. Just understand, babies are my weakness. I'm a hardened bitch until you start talking about babies.
Well, and you're pregnant, so, you know.
There is that.
Kind of jacks it up a little bit for you. So.
Yeah. I cried like 18 times on Friday and Saturday, and as Chip, I started crying just talking about it on Saturday or Friday. Yeah. He's like, stop.
Well, you can't sit and think about that and have it wreck your life, you know. And God, there was plenty of posts on there that I couldn't stand on Facebook where people, you know, trying, you know, and I know what they're doing. They're just trying to make, you know, positive out of it, and, you know, but, you know, it's a joke, you know. It's not, it could be taken so many different ways, so bad, so fast, you know. It's like, just don't touch it, you know.
Yeah, just leave it go.
You know.
Don't go near it. But, yep, sorry that we got derailed by that. We had to mention it. And I know Chip wasn't very happy about me bringing it up because this is like a positive, fun show. But I would be inappropriate if I didn't bring it up.
Yeah. Maybe not so much positive. So.
Yeah. So, moving on.
Yes.
What do we got here?
Onward and upwards.
You wanted to talk about the fails and wins for Mind-Cemetery of 2012.
Fails and wins, you're calling it.
I'm just trying to roll with the punches here, buddy.
All right, let's do it. Let's go through the calendar. And
I'm pulling up the calendar right now, and I'm going to ask your opinion. On the ones I remember, I will vest my opinion as well, but on that, I don't remember a lot of them.
You know what? Here, I want to give out the phone number here. It's 504-273-7379. And we got a bunch of books that we got from a lot of authors. And when we hit them, and I got the book, I'll name the author, and if you want to call in, and if you like that person that was on, then you get the book. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. We'll ship it to you for free.
Yeah, if it fits, it ships, okay? It's like $5. We don't care. We got Mind-Cemetery money, son.
Oh, yeah, we're loaded, let me tell you.
You know, we got no worries over here. Speaking of I ain't got no worries, what happened to our John intro on this? We got to fix that. I want Little John back on there. I mean, Little Wayne, sorry.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I want that back on the intro. It's a little dry at the beginning. I need something to jack it up a little bit.
By the way, I just wanted to let you guys know, I did just check our Mind-Cemetery earnings.
Yes.
I have $22.41 in unpaid earnings right now.
Triple digits, son.
No, $22.
2 digits, son.
So
we're getting half a tank of gas.
Let's go through the show calendar.
Pay for shipping.
From the beginning of the year.
Yes.
So we'll start with our first guest of the year, Eric Stitt.
And as we go, I'm going to go add people to the Hall of Fame and Hall of Shame, actually, as we go.
So Eric Stitt.
Yes, the psychoterrestrial theory, Are You the Trickster? Yikes, way over my head. Okay, a lot of what he said. Great book.
It doesn't take much.
No, it didn't take much. Great book. Very complicated, I thought. And very small print, so it's a lot of reading.
So that means Chip did not read it.
I skimmed, you know. I'll be the first to admit. And let me tell you something, too, about all these other shows and the people that say, hey, I read your book. Go to hell. You didn't read that book. You know, unless you don't have a job. I mean, if you don't have a job, and or you just have like a part-time job and you're not married and you don't do anything, really, you know, then okay, you read the book. I'll believe you. But like if you're married with kids and a full-time job, the odds of you actually reading this stuff is, you know, not happening. But then again, you have to consider, like, the average podcast host, I think, and this is my opinion, just again, right? I think a lot of them are retired, and, you know, with older kids. So, to actually have a podcast host that's, like, 35, and...
Like he's young. He's not.
No, in ufology and all this other crap it is. When it comes to the ghost stuff, there's much younger and cooler people with spiky hair and tattoos and muscle shirts and all that, wearing medium shirts. So, they're busy.
So, what was Eric's stint? Was he a win or a lose?
He's a win because he came out swinging and basically posed the question whether or not we're the cause for everything paranormal in our own brains and psychology.
Well, we gotta step it up here. We got 40 minutes to get through the rest of these.
Got plenty of time. So he's got actually an autographed copy of his book if anybody wants that. So it's right there. The Psychoterrestrial Theory, Are You the Trickster?
Holla.
Boom.
Karis Brown Malloy.
Who is no longer Karis Brown Malloy. She's actually Karis Malloy, I think, now. But, love her as a guest. Journal of a Starseed, Instruction of a Starseed are her books. They were just given to us in e-books. Used to be the Virginia director for ICAR, but moved out to California. So definitely better weather and better people to be around. I drove through Virginia, and I don't blame her for moving.
And just because she did provide us e-books, we will not be able to provide that book due to copyright. Sorry.
Proprietary, son.
Okay, win or lose?
Win!
All right. Next up, Sasha Christie.
Who will also be back on the show sometime soon. Karis will be, as well as Sasha, who is always a win and a good time. If you're a friend of hers on Facebook, you'll never be bored because she puts a lot of good stuff out there, a lot of fun stuff. Isn't afraid to tell you to stick it in your rear. Another person that isn't afraid to let you in on their personal life, which I think there's a lot of individuals out here in ufology and the paranormal that are afraid to open the door to their personal life, and everybody's got their own personal reasons for that, of course. Protect your kids and your family from what you do in the night, whatever. Be you and piss on the rest of them. It's the way I roll at work too. I let them know what I do, and I get the funny looks, and then lo and behold, you get the questions trickling back to you from people you wouldn't expect later. So, contactee, abductee, and also the UK director for ICAR. So, came out swinging in December. I didn't hear you. You're busy walking around, coming in the room to me, so I don't know, are you going to make me move again? It's ridiculous.
I'm a very demanding wife.
Yeah, you're a lot of things.
But I am 9 months pregnant, so I got that going for me.
Yeah, it is amazing. So, hang on a second now. Who did we have next here?
Thomas Fusco. Thomas Fusco. I don't know if I remember him or not. Chip likes all these people. He generally does. Looks like Thomas Fusco wrote Behind the Cosmic Veil, a copy of that. It's a very thick book with very thick ideas. But I don't really remember him. I think I might have fallen asleep during that episode.
Thick ideas, she says. You got a thick head, that's for sure. Behind the Cosmic Veil had one of the greater ideas and independent thoughts on paranormal and UFO activity that I could have ever asked for. Had to do with a lot of pulling instead of pushing, vacuums, dead space, all
gravity.
That kind of stuff. Gravity.
Unified theory.
Yes. Gravity manipulation is the name of the game, and who can be capable of doing such things? Behind the Cosmic Veil, awesome.
Jeff Mudgett.
Jeff Mudgett is a...
Oh, he was the cousin of Jack the Ripper.
Some stuff, yeah.
Jack the Ripper. He was some kind of relative of Jack the Ripper. He was interesting, if I remember correctly. Like he wasn't Jack the Ripper or anything, but he was fairly interesting.
Well, there's theories...
And you rarely get that from me.
Well, yeah, because this guy talked about H.H. Holmes and the murder castle in Chicago and the World's Fair, murder castle that he built to basically butcher people and selling the bones off to med schools all across the country. How delightful. So
that Jeff Mudgett is related to H.H. Holmes. The question is H.H. Holmes actually Jack the Ripper? And that's what he's been out there trying to prove. And if you're in the Chicago area and you get WTTW Channel 11, which is public access, he's done specials on there doing the investigation there. The Murder Castle Foundation was actually left intact, and they built a post office on top of that foundation. Post office was closed down and supposedly haunted as hell down there in the basement. I know he was working on getting a monument put up for the people of the victims there, out there, with the proceeds from the book and all that. And he has his own podcast, the Mudgett Report, I think it's called. Next we have the Mad Martian, Gary Legier. The Mad Martian is incredible, let's put it that way. If you're ever going to listen to him, you had better get your ears
today, Junior.
Because he talks fast, and he's all over the place, and he is a big-time fan of beating up on Richard C. Hoagland, also known as Tricky Dick Hoagland, or, as I like to call him, Tricky Dick Hoaxland, because Richard Hoagland, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first inductee into the Mind-Cemetery Hall of Shame for being completely full of horseshit.
Wow.
Yes, and we'll put that on our...
Is he really that bad?
Yeah, he's horrible. He's atrocious, and for some reason he is the science advisor for Coast to Coast, which, should piss everybody off. It's a Coast to Coast insider that pays for that garbage and has to listen to his bullshit every week, or at least every month he's on talking some garbage. Talking in codes, as Gary likes to say, and he... evidently, Gary says that he is some sort of double agent and has done work with the Russians back in the good old days of the Cold War while he was with NASA. So, Hoaxland will sit there and tell you all his great credentials and how wonderful he used to be 20 years ago. And then he'll tell you about garbage that he sees on Mars that doesn't really exist. Like cat people, or maybe Comet Elenin being actually an artificial craft piloted by a breakaway Third Reich society, and then go on Coast to Coast and deny it when yours truly confronts him with that in front of 6 million listeners. Classic episode. So, Richard Hoaxland, welcome to the Hall of Shame. We might even build you your own wing. Retarded and atrocious. Such a joke. But like I said, he is a great story time. Great story time. Let's see, we have Tim Ralston next. Tim Ralston is the inventor of the Crovel, and if you haven't seen such a thing, then you need to check him out on Doomsday Preppers on Nat Geo. He was on, and it was a good time talking to him about survival stuff, and he blew off his thumb on the show. And so he's got like a nub thumb now. But Tim Ralston's a great guy, and I think he was one of our last guests that we had while we were still on Blog Talk Radio. So we made the move to UFO Paranormal Radio Network in March, and we haven't looked back since. So then we had Michael Heiser after him. Let's see, Michael Heiser, author of The Facade. Interesting, talking about the occults, aliens, UFOs, the Bible, and paranormal. Kind of touched on everything there. That was a pretty good episode to listen to there. It was a good time. Matthew Alper, God Part of the Brain. And here's
I remember that name. Why do I remember that name?
I'm pretty sure... because he kind of pissed me off when he was on, to be honest with you. And, like I said, we're going to air some grievances. My grievances with him are that we got him on to talk about the God Part of the Brain, which is a pretty decent concept of
maybe we all just make up God in our brain and all that kind of stuff, and chemical reactions and all that, and especially from the views of an atheist like him. But we get him on, and he acts like he's too busy to be on. He's playing a video game or some crap. He's got friends in the background making noise, and he only does 1 hour. So, Matt Alpert, we'll never see you on the show again. And as for being an atheist, if you're an atheist, I think that's asinine. So, what's the point, basically? You know what, and it kind of runs in line to who he was and who he came off to for us. Narcissistic, I don't care, me first kind of person, and I'm going to do what I want to do and piss on you and your little show. Well, fuck you too, and who cares about you and your stupid God part brain book. You want to explain away everything with science, and good luck with that. And tell everybody else who believes in God and any kind of faith whatsoever that they're wasting their time. Ain't nobody got time for that, as Sweet Georgia Brown would say.
Wow.
Then we had Matt Stein on, who is a author of When Technology Fails and When Disaster Strikes. Matt Stein was a good guest to have on for any kind of prepping and survival the questions that we had for him. Really good. Really great. I don't think I'm going to induct Matthew Alpert into the Hall of Shame.
Why?
He's not that dastardly stupid. He doesn't go, because he's not, actively out there just beating you in the brow with his retarded information. Because it's not really retarded information. I shouldn't say that. It's a good book. It's a thought out, at least it's a decent thought, and he hasn't run off the rails into something crazy like, Nazis from space coming back to Earth. That's where I kind of draw the line. Oh, and then cat people on Mars. That's another one where you can kind of say, I'm done listening to you, old Richard Hoagland. Then we had absolutely a great person to have on any show, and anytime you hear him on any show, I suggest you listen to it. Norio Hayakawa. We talked about Dulce and underground bases. I love the entire Dulce, New Mexico story and underground base story out there. It's just awesome. He's a great guy, great guest. He's always doing tours out there in New Mexico to show people the area. He's very active out there, and you gotta love it. You'll love it. Then we had, in May, Lori Chapman, who talked about hostile haunts. And then, so that was fun. She was, what's that? Pinellas Pasco Paranormal.com. Yeah, kind of long and doesn't really roll off the tongue, but, she's been doing a lot of investigations for a while, so she said some good things. Some of our listeners didn't really care for some things she said, but, the more people you have on and the more things you hear, the more you get to learn, basically. And
true.
And you can split the hairs between entertainment and information on your own out there and take it for what it is. And if you like them, great. If you don't, see you next week. We'll try it again, right? So, our next guest that we had that I'd like to add to the Hall of Shame is someone who completely surprised me when he was on our show. I'd heard him plenty of times on Coast to Coast and other shows, but when you listen to this episode of the Mind Cemetery, the Wilbur Allen episode, you're going to get an individual that was completely off the rails, basically. I had never heard him so aggravated at people in general that don't believe him, and I don't think such stupid, flippant questions to a guest in my life just to keep the show going. It was so, damn retarded for me to sit there and ask him, well, how do the aliens talk to you?
Oh my God.
Do you go outside to talk to them? Are they in your house? Are they in your brain talking to you? Is it telepathically? Is it, it was god-awful. But I held it together, and I was, like I said, I was surprised at how he was and how he acted and how worked up he was over a lot of stuff. And he's got a lot of pictures on his site, you know, and he evidently does music videos for rap artists, and it's impressive, Wilbur. Very impressive. And that's not his real name, but whatever, you know, and nobody knows that. But, well, I guess they know now. Well, 5 people know that now, so... So, like me and Nicole and a couple cats out there know that now. But other than that, yeah, Wilbur Allen. I don't know if he should go in the Hall of Shame, though, because he was just crazy. He was just nuts. He was kind of like,
and considering I think everyone is nuts, I mean, what do you want here?
Because, I mean, I'm putting him in the Hall of Shame for being completely different than what I expected him to be, and how to act, you know? It was just a horrible interview. Ken Kessler was on after him, and he did Demonology 101 author. Demon101.com. Awesome guy. Another great one to listen to if you ever hear him on any other shows out there. What kills me is, like, a lot of our guests aren't on Coast to Coast, and that flippin' place runs through, 20 guests a week, probably? And these people that you have on are awesome. You know, they're good information, and I don't know if it's just a matter of a publicist or what to get you on a damn television show. But, yeah, that's, Ken Kessler definitely deserves to be on more radio programs talking about stuff. Jim Strait was a Coast to Coast guest, of course. Deja Vu All Over Again, and Weird Missouri he's an author of. We talk about a lot of crazy stuff, Chupacabra, you know, Bigfoot, local legends, local ghost stories for a lot of areas, you know, in states. There's a whole series of weird whatever, you know, so it was a good time. And then we had Earl Lee. Earl Lee is also a coast-to-coast guest. He got on there. From the Bodies of the Gods, Psychoactive Plants and the Cults of the Dead. He came on, actually, in July, it was. I had to do some rescheduling for him. I don't know what happened there. So, yes, we had to have him on in July 30th. So, he was great to have on. Talked about concepts that I didn't really know existed, you know, and that's another good part about doing this kind of stuff, is that evidently there were cults of individuals that are growing mushrooms off bodies of dead people and then eating them. Crazy, you know? And so that was a good time. We got his book, if anybody wants that. Patrick Cunard, Lost Civilizations. That was a good one to talk about. From Atlantis to, author of Forgotten Worlds, From Atlantis to the Ex-Women of Siberia and the Hobbits of Flores. Crazy. Another lot of legends out there. A lot of cryptozoology type stuff, and pretty good guess. Not bad at all. Not bad. He did pretty well. And I think he's been on plenty of other shows there. Bryce Zabel.
For him, too.
Co-author of After Disclosure, of course.
That's why I remember him.
You know, Richard Dolan, but this is the other guy that helped write the book, Bryce Zabel. He also did a little series on TV called Falling Skies years ago that Art Bell was a part of. Basically we talked about UFOs and life after aliens visit Earth. And that is... that's a great interview to listen to. Anytime you get to hear Bryce Zabel or Richard Dolan, or you get a chance to get out there and check out Falling Skies series, awesome. So we really cranked it up with him in August. Let's see. Ochani Lele we had on in September. Ochani I liked because I did not really know a whole lot about Santeria. He wrote the book Sacrificial Ceremonies of Santeria, A Complete Guide to the Rituals and Practices. He has written like 5 books on this kind of topic, and it is so ridiculously complex that it deserves a listen. I know he was just recently on with Church of Mavis, Jeffrey Pritchett. Check it out, listen to him. He's got a lot of fans out there that like to hear what he has to say, because he is he's pretty much the authority on Santeria out there, a lot of people consider. So, go ahead and get out there and listen to it if you are interested. I thought it was interesting because I didn't realize how, at least in Florida, in South Florida there, a lot of local laws against it are just basically based in racism. Big surprise, right? Then we had a couple local guys on, Eric Singleton and Sean Litton, who do I don't know, it's not really a podcast because it's like a TV show, an internet TV show they do called Paranormal Revolution. Okay? These guys are local here to Raleigh. I've run into them at our meetup groups that we do with the Chaps meetup, with the Carolina Hauntings, Apparitions, Poltergeist Society. Awesome to have on because they have a lot of guests and they have the attitude of clear out the BS,
I did like them as well. Put them in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So they're awesome and very busy, and they've been doing it forever, and that's what I didn't think there was anyone else in the area doing this kind of stuff. So, I'm obviously not the only game in town. That's always a good time. And then we had Philip Coppens, who is big Ancient Aliens. He's wrote a ton of books. He has philcoppens.com. Check him out. I know he's not doing well health-wise right now, so if you're on Facebook and friends with him, you'd see what's going on with him. And hopefully he gets better as soon as possible. I don't know how soon that's going to be, but he's an awesome guy to have on. Great conversations to have. Like I said, he's on Ancient Aliens a lot, and he's also on Coast to Coast a ton. So we managed to get a pretty decently big name there going in October. And then kept it rolling with Nick Redfern. And if you're, halfway awake and listening to paranormal podcasts or radio in general, you're going to know who Nick Redfern is. He covers pretty much everything: UFO, paranormal, cryptozoology, conspiracy.
Does it say anything if I don't know who he is?
Well, I wouldn't expect you to know who he is, but his latest book he was on talking about is World's Weirdest Places, 2012. Nick Redfern's books at .blogspot.com, and you can check him out. Nick Redfern's everywhere. If you don't know him, then get a clue and do know him, because he's a good time. Nancy, the Skeptical Psychic, she also has her own radio show. Shoot, I can't remember what it's called right now. Oh. I can't remember what her show was. But just check her out. She does a lot of... She's actually an attorney, and she's done a lot of work assisting in criminal investigations, paranormal aspect of it, of course, and helping out officers do that kind of stuff and help find people and all that. So she's really good. Then we had Bridget Nelson on, who is at hybridchildrencommunity.com, and on Facebook she's Hybrid Children Community as well. She's a contactee, abductee, and really big into alien hybrids. This episode I would not suggest you listen to because it was like double recorded or something like that. It's weird. It just sounds like hell. So, luckily, we'll have her back on, hopefully in January, when we get back from our little break here. The next 2 weeks, we'll be on break. I loved having her on. She was a good time, and she's hot. So, double win. Double threat, right? Nicole's staring at me and wants to kill me.
I think I'm sexy. I don't care if I'm pregnant. I'm sexy.
That's all right. I just said something very sexist, so sure I'll get beat up over that. But then we had then we ended the year with our last live guest, Michael Gorley, who we had on a long time ago when we were on Blog Talk over like a year and a couple months, maybe a year and a half tops. Michael Gorley is an amazing psychic and medium. He is PsychicMichaelGorley.com. Check him out on Facebook, Michael Gorley. That's spelled Gourley. He did some readings for me. One of my coworkers actually called up, and two other people. Oh, Stephanie Benetti actually called up too. And then we had another caller come in and ask about some crazy love triangle she was having. But anyway, Michael was pretty much dead.
It was kind of crazy. It was weird.
It was weird. Michael came on and did a reading for me in the last part of that show. Pretty much hit dead on. There wasn't a whole lot that he was off on, if anything, that I can remember off the top of my head. But, yeah, it was great. Great episode, and he makes Nicole a believer in some things, because there were things he said that he shouldn't have known.
Can we put Michael Gorley in the rock star category?
Yes. Easily. So, we need we need new tabs, so to speak. We need a new way to put a Hall of Fame on our website, Mind-Cemetery-12-17-12. You can get all the archives that we talked about at the UFO Paranormal Radio Network homepage. I think it's the homestead page. They got a link in the top left. You can go straight to the archives and listen to all these shows except for the Bridget Nelson one. That one sounds like crap, and we'll just redo it, which isn't a problem because she was a great time to talk to. We'll have Michael on again, that's for sure. I know I had the coworker I had wanted to get in touch with him and do questions and all that kind of stuff. So, he'll be back on, and he's good, and probably the best one we can think of until we can have someone else be better or just as good. Who knows? So that is the entire year. So we didn't have a whole lot of people we threw. Who are the other clowns we putting in the Hall of Shame? We got Richard Hoagland, Wilbur Allen, Bisagano, Andrew Bisagano. If you don't know, he's the one who claims to time travel with Obama and all that kind of stuff. So that's full of garbage. Who else, Nicole? Can you think of anyone else?
Elizabeth Joyce, for Christ's sake. I know she was 2011, but I want her on there.
No, I'm not going to put her on there. That's just...
Why?
Because she was like... She's not like a fraud or anything. She's just a jerk person.
Can I include jerk people?
Like, the people that I'm putting in the Hall of Shame are people that should be ashamed of what they're saying and trying to do, and the lies they're spreading, just straight up. I mean, these are the worst offenders, basically, of this year. I'm not going to put other podcasts in here or anything like that, even though believe me, I'd love to. Because one individual out there, even though their podcast went up in flames and they quit and left on a high note and all that other horse crap that they want to tell you, they've done everything they wanted to do and all, just some very narcissistic, egocentric retardation where, they're basically the pinnacle of all that is, so, why keep trying, right? Douchebaggio. That is true, Instant Karma. He is douchebaggio. But yeah, I guess we'll have to be sad that our friends over at Paratopia don't do anything anymore. Together, at least. I know Jeff Ritzman has his own show again. And
wait, do we like Paratopia or no?
No.
Okay.
There's one with the paranormal piece of potato. that falls out of the sky.
Oh, that's right, okay.
Well, at least Ritzman is, and he's back out, giving his opinions on photographs, and evidently that's his expertise anyway, so, stick with it, man, and keep rolling with it. You seem to have a lot of respect in doing that. Where I don't respect you is your story about Shroud Man, and saying you had a website with information, or at least you had it up before and you don't have it up now. I'm not sure. I don't remember all the horse crap that went with it, but right about the time you tell me a piece of potato falls out of the sky, kind of shut that off. And then, when Shroud Man references Dr. Seuss with Horton Hears a Who, and you just continue to use your show to, kind of back up your horse crap story and with fractals, and it pretty much turned into that. It turned into a show of supporting your story and, currying the favor of your fan base and all that. And that's fine if you want to do that with your show, but I'm going to say it's garbage, but, good luck with your next show, and good to see you're back out there swinging again, I guess. And like I said, keep doing what you do best, which obviously is the photo analysis and video analysis, and that's where you made your bones, so to speak, as Mo would say, in The Godfather. So,
oh my God.
Trying to end on a high note with it, be positive. They know how we feel, and I'm still kind of irked at the whole thing where they said you and your wife, and I'm like, well, leave my wife out of it, and well, she's part of the show, so consider herself, and that's Maney that said that, not Ritzman, to his credit, so.
Wait, you actually stuck up for me?
Yeah, I was like, listen, say what you want about me, and, all that kind of stuff, and what I say, and call me an idiot, and yada yada, but, leave my wife out of it.
Is it weird that I'm shocked that he actually stuck up for me?
Oh, and after he said, well, consider her involved, I was like, we're done. I'm done with you, pal. So, yeah. That's the part where I said earlier, you must be unemployed or underemployed to have plenty of time to read these books that get handed out. I'm kind of referring to him. No kids, wife, no real job. But anyway, I digress.
So they don't have a show anymore?
No, they blew it up a couple months ago, I guess.
What happened?
I don't know. Like I said, they did everything they wanted to do. They found all their answers. They found what they were looking for, I guess. So, and Jeff went on to get his own show, and I have not heard his own show yet, and I don't plan on it because I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts out there anymore anyway. But, I don't want to spend any more time on that. I already gave him too much time, I guess, right? But there are, a couple people I would put in the Hall of Shame, but I'm not going to.
I wish you would. Why not? It's the end of the year, and the world's going to end on Friday. Who cares?
You're right. The website will crash anyway, and it'll all be gone. Speaking of our website, visit Mind-Cemetery.com. Friend us on Facebook, Mind Cemetery. We just got a nice little influx of likes, I guess, on the page. It's not friend us, it's like us on Facebook. I need to get the jargon right after a couple years, right?
Yeah, really? But I think it's been because of my content contributions.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you're finally doing something with posting on there. I can't do everything. Only one person. I'm only human, is the episode I had earlier this month. But, yeah, 2012's been a ridiculous year, that's for sure. And 2013, I'm sure, will be just as stupid.
So, in your opinion, what is the percentage chance that something crazy is going to happen?
I'm never going to throw out the ability for humans to be retarded, okay, and extreme. So, will there be some self-fulfilling Hale-Bopp comet kind of individuals that bunker themselves in pre-disaster and then come out a week or two later and say, oh, everything's fine, Will there be suicides? Will there be maybe even another, mass killing? I don't put any of this stuff out of the equation, you know. So, the percentage of stupid people doing something stupid, is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Or the actual end of the world?
The actual end of the world, let's talk about first.
The actual end of it all, I would only put at a 5% chance. Because we have to quantify what is the end of it all. And in my opinion, my thing has always been the solar flares, you know, from Dr. Doom at Dames talking about solar flares. And at least from what I could see, there's been no uptick in solar flares to lead us to believe that there will be a massive one later this week. But that's always been the MO, that around the 21st, solar flares knock out power grids, and we're in the dark for a while, you know, so.
All right.
That's the only real long-term doomsday plan that I have outside of nuclear holocaust. Because anything gets shut down for 6 months, and we're really screwed. Anything gets shut down for the next 3 months, and I think we're really screwed, because you have to, at least in America, you have to get crops in the ground, you have to get crops out of the ground, and you have to have moving. You know, energy has to move. You don't do that, we're toast. People are going to die. You know, your fridge doesn't stay cold, your medicine doesn't stay fresh, your food doesn't exist, the whole deal. So, you know, the odds of something like that happening, I'd put it like 5%. The odds of some humans being stupid, 100%. We're going to hear about something. Something stupid is going to happen somewhere. In America, more specifically. You know, there will be a cult somewhere, there will be a militia group somewhere, there will be something stupid go off. So.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to happen. I think it's going to be a pretty boring day.
It's going to be a boring day? Well, I'll be off and I'll be home anyway, so it doesn't matter. I might be all dressed. Molly gear with the AK and shotgun and the whole setup ready to go. I keep telling all my friends at work, I was like, hey, just take your gun home and your vest home. You know, on Thursday night, just keep it home with you. Keep it around you. And then come and find me. If you can. So that's it, pretty much, review.
Are you sad?
No, I'm glad, because for the next weeks we'll have replays.
We have Christmas Eve, and then we have New Year's Eve.
You're rustling the mic somehow. I don't know what's going on.
I'm taking a nap while I'm talking.
Looking forward to some real mics. You know, that would be nice. Like a Yeti or a Snowball or something cool like that.
Well, I'd really like a Pandora bracelet, so we can't all get what we want.
That's what Mick Jagger says. But I doubt it. People in hell need ice water. World needs ditch diggers too.
Wow, aren't you a wonderful cesspool of cliches?
Wonderful cesspool.
I'm like falling asleep, and those MREs are gross. That's my final take on them.
Well, they're not completely gross. They're functional, right? You ate the peanut butter and the crackers. The crackers were saltines without salt, basically. So I think it was a ragingly successful year for the show. I think the network as a whole, the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, is easily one of the best out there for original programming, because you're not going to hear our shows on other networks. You know, yes, baby. And we got a man by the name of Joe Montaldo that is living the dream and putting it all together and allowing us to be on the network for a little while at least, and until we, you know, stop making people happy and people stop listening at least, right? So it's really a great lineup on the network, and that's no BS. Great hosts up and down. You know, starting off Mondays with us, Then we got, let's see, we got Dawn of Shades on Tuesday. Wednesday, you got the Big Dog, UFO Undercover with Joe Montaldo, founder of ICAR. You know, great research that he's been doing there. Love every bit of it. The blood type study, the dream study that they're doing right now. Jump over to UFO Paranormal Radio Network. Take the dream study survey. If you're a contactee or just in general, take it. See what's going on there. And see if you're a contactee or anything like that. And we've got Second Sight NYC on Thursdays with Chris George. Which came to the network and kicked all kinds of ass and all kinds of ratings, and just it's been killing it ever since they've been on. And we've got News on the Flips now, I think is on Fridays. Yes, no? If I'm not completely stupid. No. That's on Saturday. News on the Flip Side. I forgot about Friday. Friday, we have Global Focus with Tree Sheridan, who helped get us on the network, and you can help her out by donating to her and helping her right now if somebody could link that in the chat room. And then we've got the newest edition, the Galactic Connection, with Erica Getch, who's been tearing it up as well. So, you know, people come on here and hit the ground running and keep killing it. And then, like I was saying, the News on the Flip Side on Saturday. And then you got Voice of the People, News on the Flip Side, which has been getting with Stephanie Benetti and Joe Montaldo. Stephanie is a social media giant, by the way, who is constantly on Facebook and into promoting and is a great co-host in her own right, and has helped vault News on the Flip Side to easily number 1 or number 2 almost instantly, you know, on the network. So you've been getting 1 million listens at least. I know Second Sight NYC has been getting over 500,000. You know, they're not playing around here with listeners, that's for sure. And then, of course, we've got Saturday night, Church of Mavis, my favorite, Jeffrey Pritchett. And, 1.5, I stand corrected. 1.5 million listeners for News on the Flip Side, as Stephanie tells me. My bad. I'll get it right eventually. And, well, maybe never. Let's just say maybe never. And when I do, we'll all be surprised and happy. So, yeah, Jeffrey Pritchett hosting Church of Mavis all by himself now. No Guy Weddle. They had a little split up this year. And, but we still love Guy. He's out there rocking it with Sasha Christie right now, on a little show called Citizen Sane. So, want to, close it out, I guess. We're almost we're done here, Nicole?
Oh, I'm so done.
Done. Okay, you're just doing nothing, basically. All right, well, like we were saying, the year...
Doing nothing, he says.
Hey, it's Giorgio, the aliens guy from the History Channel's Ancient Aliens. Join me, Ghostland Observatory, and so much more at the Sugar Mill for Cosmic Fest on Friday, December 21st to help prevent the end of the world. For tickets, visit CosmicFestNola.com. Hey, it's Giorgio, the aliens guy, History Channel's Ancient Aliens. Join me, Ghostland Observatory.
Yikes. Giorgio.
How are you going to do this like that, Joe?
Just rocked us with little Giorgio and his big fake alien-coated hair, sperm-coated hair. And he's a rock star now, I guess. Did you hear that ad? It was very rock star-ish.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with that.
And you know, oh, you're going to be there Friday. Okay. Nice. Broadcasting live at the end of the world, basically. UFO Paranormal Radio Network will be there. Joe Montaldo himself will be rocking it with George. Tell him I love him, would you? And get some of his hair for us. That way we can make a voodoo doll. We'll get something going like that if we can possible. Try not to smoke around his hair; it might catch him on fire. Poor guy. He needs that. That's his gimmick. That's his gag. That's his thing. That's his bag, baby. That's what he do. That's what he do. But, yes, it's time to say goodnight. And Happy New Year, and Merry Christmas, and Merry Festivus, and Happy Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, and see you next year. And
Merry Christmas!
We'll be playing Rebos on the 24th and the 31st, so this is us. Thanks for joining us for another year. Thanks for nothing, you sons of bitches. Only $23 is all we made this year.
Click on our ads.
Click on something, you bastards. It doesn't cost you nothing. Yes, have a good birth, Jim says, Nicole.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know what? We'll announce on there, on the website and on our Facebook page. So, and when we have a kid, we'll have.
It might happen till next year. You don't know.
As I like to call it, my second life sentence will be getting imposed on me soon. So, yeah, I'm busy spitting hybrids out over here. I need more male hybrids. This is garbage. But, all right, that's it for us, and enough rambling for tonight. Great being on the network, as always. Listen to it at UFO Paranormal Radio Network .com, home said site. Like them on Facebook. Like us on Facebook, like everybody on Facebook, until you get sick of seeing their spam and then get rid of them. And we will be back next year tearing it up some more. I still have my dream of having Jim Mars on, so maybe, just maybe, if I'm really good for Christmas, Santa will deliver me Jim Mars, and we can do an interview with him, and then maybe I can just stare at the screen for a while, because I'm intimidated, So, yeah. Have a good night.
Later.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Mind Cemetery. You can join us every week, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on the UFO Paranormal Radio Network. If you're not able to catch our show live tonight, you can always download us on iTunes and listen to all our archives on the UFO Paranormal Radio Network homepage. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, as well as visit Mind-Cemetery.com. Finally, a special thank you to producer and owner of the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, Joe Montaldo, for all his hard work each and every week. Be sure to visit the UFO Paranormal Radio Network homepage for archive updates nightly. Good night.